introduce yourself. Tell us why you like art.
My name's Amber Salik. My pronouns are she, her, and why I like art. I like art, I think, firstly, because I find it to be incredibly healing. I think in my work as an expressive arts therapist, it's a lot of what I do with my clients around like, how can we communicate something that feels like there are no words to put to the experience, or when we don't have the language or we don't fully understand something. I think art is a really good vehicle to communicate that in a way that is more accessible because we can all make art. So I love it for that fundamental kind of quality that it has. And I think for me personally, it's always been how I engage with the world and like share my voice. Because I tend to be a quieter person. I tend to be like really critical of myself. And I think with art, I can kind of express things that I don't always feel comfortable saying. And that's how I've always communicated with my family, with the people around me. So it's always been a very helpful mode of communication for me too.
So, what drew you to this program, and what made you want to, I guess, be a part of and ran TV Art House?
Yeah, sure. What drew me to this program, I think, is like the core mission and value here. Mental health is a huge part of my life professionally, but also personally. I have my own experiences having ADHD and struggling with anxiety. So it's like it's all around me, right? So I'm always talking about mental health and considering it. So to find an organization that blends mental health and community and art was something that I was really excited to find and like really center the voices of marginalized people and people of color, queer folks, neurodivergent folks, so all the communities I fit in. It felt nice to find a space that really prioritized that. And yeah, that's why I wanted to be here. I wanted to like figure out what I could do in this space. So kind of seeing the opportunity to have my art here just felt like, alignment.
What are some of your inspirations when it comes to just your art, your style, maybe what you're trying to say? Like, there's anything that inspired you or that continues to or has in the past that played a big part?
Yes. Yes. Some of my inspirations, I definitely think my family is a huge inspiration. I come from like very creative people. It's through my grandfather that I like really got into photography. He had a bunch of cameras that he gave to me, and he was very much focused on like documenting our moments and like the importance of like what he didn't put as archival work, but it's kind of essentially what it was. So I think that definitely like started my passion for it. My mom's creative in her own right, but I think in terms of like professional artists that really inspire me, I really like the work of Carrie Mae Weems. I like her kind of personal storytelling that she kind of does with her photos. It's a lot of self portraits, and I like how kind of intimate and vulnerable they are.
What are some things you What are some challenges, I guess, maybe that you have? Maybe it could be with art and then like creating as an artist, or the maybe the platforms you want to use, or it could be even challenges when it comes to like the mental health field, and maybe how art helps with that, like just your mental health. But what are some like challenges that you've had either creatively or just in life and that your creations help with?
I think the biggest thing it all comes down to, this will just be personal. I have a hard time really trusting myself, and that kind of manifests in a lot of ways. I think with art, it really stops me a lot because things are not perfect, or I can't see it all the way through, or I can't articulate it as perfectly as I want to. So that tends to just stop me. And I let a lot of things get in my head, like, oh, if you're not super articulate about it, if you don't have this whole plan, if you haven't done this already, then like this is not the space for you. So I stop myself before I get started a lot. And I think that happens to me in a lot of areas too. I think even at work, like being a therapist, it's a lot of pressure. Like people are coming to you, they're like looking for support. And I think sometimes when I get in my head, it's like, you don't know what you're doing. Like, who are you to tell people this thing? And I think when I get into those modes, it makes me definitely not a helpful therapist, but I think it stops me so much. And I'm trying to like get out of this mode where like I need to be perfect and like I need to know everything and I need to deliver it so like cleanly and like beautifully, and like that's the only way people will listen to me and understand me. So I'm trying to get out of that mindset, and I think this project is me trying my absolute hardest to get out of that mindset and just to like do something.
Yeah, so tell us about the art show, how it went. Walk us through maybe how you were feeling, how it went, what were you expecting, how it turned out. Yeah.
It was great. I was terrified beforehand. I was very nervous. I was like, oh, well, A, I wasn't sure if people were going to show up, which is always my fear. And then B, I didn't know if like what I was trying to communicate actually was communicated well. And I was like, what if people just think it's like, I just took a bunch of family photos and I put it on the wall. And I was like, what if people don't like think that I did all of this stuff? So I was really nervous about how people would perceive the art and like perceive me. But yeah, coming that night, like I was truly floored, A, by how many people were here, which is just like not what I was expecting. Um, but it was really beautiful, I think, to like have a moment for myself, to like celebrate myself, which is something that's really hard for me to like be in the spotlight and have attention. So it was uncomfortable, but it was also really nice. Like I felt really grateful that people were like really connecting with my work and like coming up to me and telling me that. So it was definitely a little confidence boost. But I had a great time. I think even seeing like Vilda's work and like seeing their like community come out and support her. So I don't know, it was like a beautiful night. I had a great time.
I'm Vilda Ray. I'm a queer artist. And what I love most about art is that it makes me feel accomplished every time I create something. The process is fun, but seeing the fully formed piece is probably like even more fun because it's just so rewarding and it makes me feel really good. Gives me some value, makes me feel proud of myself.
What drew you to this program? I know that you're ended up familiar with Pan Brain. What drew you to want to be a part of this and like PBR House?
I I was drawn to Painted Brain because I knew that they supported the arts as well as mental health, both equally, and I wanted to kind of be part of a new community that was championing both of those things because they're really important to me, and I think they've gone hand in hand for me the last year as well. So I wanted a place that was going to support both my creative needs and just my mental health needs, and being a safe space with like-minded people.
Tell me a little bit more about your background. I know you've been pretty fresh, a little newer when it comes to your artwork. So, what's your background and how is that inspiring this new mention that you're doing, your artwork?
I am new to the visual arts world. I come from a musical background mostly. So I've been drawing and creating for the last year or so, and I hadn't done it since I was like in middle school maybe. So it was a new creative outlet that I wanted to try because at the time music wasn't feeding me the way I hoped it would, the way I needed it to. So I looked for something else. I just started doodling, and then that went into drawing like portraits of people, and then that went into digital media, and then all of these different things. And as of the last year, I've just been playing a lot with um, different ways to visually let myself go. And it's been amazing. It's fun because I feel like I am not yet jaded because I'm so new to the world that I'm kind of down to do anything and try anything.
What are there any challenges that you're facing as you're trying to, are working in this new space? Any challenges just in general with your mental health? Like, are there anything that's like challenging for you right now as you're trying to create your new artwork?
I think maybe one of the most challenging things is just like not being shy with it. Not being shy about what I'm creating or my process of what I'm doing, because I can be very hard on myself and won't show something until it's done to perfection, until I see it as perfect. And with my art, I'm kind of like sharing it as I go with my friends and my family, and that's kind of allowing me to like let go of that some perfection and just let myself enjoy the process. Like I said, not taking it too seriously. I don't want to be jaded by it or anything like that. So yeah, that's it.
So take a second first and just think about you while you were in the midst of this program, of the cohort, how you were feeling when you were creating the work. So how would you describe, I guess, your overall experience being in the program?
Very positive and very exciting. It being my first residency and me being so new to art, everything was like really exciting, but also made me very anxious and like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. What do I do? What's my time frame? What do I include? What do I take out? There's a lot of experimentation too with different pieces that weren't even included in the show, but overall it was really positive.
Okay, this is a two-part question.
Okay.
One is just introducing yourself. Who are you? But then I'll ask, who were you before the program and who are you after the program? If there is a difference.
Hi, I'm Vilda Ray and I'm an artist. There.
Yeah. So yeah, how was you? Who were you as an artist before when you coming into the program, and has that changed at all now that you finished?
I think before the program, I was a little bit scatterbrained. And after the program, it kind of gave me a big boost of confidence to be like, okay, you can finish a whole body of work, or you can set your mind to something and finish it within that frame of time. I think I became a lot more confident afterwards. I had a lot more confidence in myself and was able to let myself let go as well during the process of creating all this stuff. So although I was highly anxious a lot of the time, it was enough time to. This is too much. Can I start over?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, what's the question? I already forgot the question.
Was just like
Oh, who was I before and who am I after?
yeah.
Girl, okay. Scatterbrained before, scatterbrained after. Well, that's okay. So before the program, I was a little bit scatterbrained and I wasn't sure what I wanted to focus on. And then being in the program and having some guidance from the people at Painted Brain allowed me to kind of hone in on a theme and apply some discipline to my work. So I feel a lot more confident after the fact, after the program. That was better, more cohesive,
Good.
straight to the point.
Good.